Saying that you're standing in the ants.
Okay.
I don't think you care.
Thanks, sir.
Hitting Willow in the head. Her father rushed her to Ingles Hospital, and she is now undergoing intensive physical therapy as she fights to recover. Nearly 3 weeks later, police arrested 29-year-old Gregory Waters, and investigators say they found a gun in his vehicle, believed to be the one used in the shooting. Right now, you can see the family of the city of Harvey officials are gathering at the podium back out there live this morning as they are getting ready to speak. That is what in these pink hats surrounded by family. That say Willow won't feel sorry, well alone. So when people talk to
Okay, so we're about to get started. Today you'll hear from Mayor Christopher J. Clark of Harvey, from the Harvey Police Department, including the Chief of Police. You'll also hear from the family of the young lady, and pretty much in that order. Now I'll bring Mayor Clark to the mic.
See what? Good morning. Thank you all for being here today. We stand here together this morning as a city shaken by the heartbreaking shooting of an 11-year-old Willow James, a child with her whole life ahead of her, harmed while simply riding home from school. As a father, a mayor, and a neighbor, I was devastated when I received that call that a young girl in our city had been caught in the crossfire of senseless gun violence. No child should ever have to recover from a gunshot wound. No child should ever have to even think about something like that, and no parent should ever have to watch their child fight to heal from something so preventable. Today, I can announce that an arrest has been made in connection with that horrific act. Thanks to the swift efforts by our Harvey Police Department and the Division of Criminal Investigation, a suspect is now in custody. A weapon believed to be used in the crime has been recovered and justice is in motion. But let me be clear, an arrest is not the end of this story. True justice is more than just a court date, and it's healing for Willow and her family. It's peace of mind to our residents, and it's a safer, stronger Harvey for every child that walks our streets. To Willow James's family, we are praying for you. We are walking beside you in this journey. And to our community, we must be united in ending the violence, not divided by blame or politics. That means refusing to use tragedies like this as talking points and instead coming forward with information, holding each other accountable, and working hand in hand to make sure that our neighborhoods are safe. We will not be defined by violence, but we will be defined by how we respond. So thank you, And next, I'd like to introduce our Harvey Police Chief, Chief Cameron Biddings.
Thank you, Mayor. Good morning. On May 28th, our department responded to reports of shots fired in the 15800 block of Paulina Avenue. Upon arrival, our officers found 6 spent shell casings and learned that a young child, 11-year-old Willow James, had been shot in the head while driving in a car with her father and cousin. That call is one no department ever wants to have to receive. And from that moment...
So Illinois probably just did the coolest thing I've seen any state do in a while. If you live in Illinois and are a resident here, you can now officially apply to have your auto
bringing justice for Willow and her family. Through persistent investigative work, we identified a suspect by the name of Graylin T. Waters. Mr. Waters was taken into custody on June 13th. During the search of his vehicle, our team recovered a firearm to have been believed to be used in the shooting. He has been charged with aggravated battery with the firearm, which is a Class X felony. He is scheduled to appear in bond court today at the Markham Courthouse. To Willow's family and to every family of the city of Harvey, your safety is our highest priority. When violence harms one of our children, we respond with everything that we have, and we do not stop until justice is found. This investigation was driven by the hard work, but it also depended on the trust within our community. I want to thank the residents who stepped forward with information and supported us in our efforts. We cannot do this in isolation. We need you, and we are grateful to the residents of the city of Harvey. In a moment, you'll hear from 2 key members of this investigation from an operational response. First, Deputy Chief Derek Charles, who will speak on our immediate field response and patrol strategy. Then you'll hear from Javier Magana, the Director of the Division of Criminal Investigations, who will walk you through the investigation process. What I'd like to do now is turn it over to Deputy Chief Derek Charles. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. As the Chief stated, after receiving calls of shots fired in the area of 158 and Paulina, Harvey patrol officers immediately responded to the scene. Once the officers arrived and discovered several shell casings, they were notified by dispatch that a possible victim had already arrived at Ingalls Hospital. An officer went to Ingalls and confirmed that there was a vehicle believed to be involved in the incident and a victim inside the emergency room. Officers secured both crime scenes and began canvassing the surrounding areas for witnesses and video footage. Harvey detectives also responded to both crime scenes and began their investigation. Director Magana and Detective Brazil combed through hours of video footage, identifying the suspect's vehicle within 3 hours of the incident, while Detective Baptiste, our juvenile detective, contacted the family of the victim to offer support services and updates. A short time later, the suspect's vehicle was located by the Lansing Police Department. The male driver was taken into custody, and both were transported back to Harvey Police Department for further investigation. Detectives identified the driver of the vehicle as Graylin Waters. During an interview, Waters admitted to driving the vehicle in question in the area of the shooting around the time of the incident. Detectives also processed Waters' vehicle and found a loaded handgun with ammunition that matched the ammunition recovered at the scene. This successful apprehension underscores the relentless commitment of the Harvey Police Department's patrol and investigation divisions, alongside our command staff who are actively engaged in patrolling our community daily. Our sergeants meticulously analyze data from calls for service to identify target areas for directed patrols and regularly conduct outdoor roll calls, demonstrating the professionalism, dedication, and structured approach of our police department to our community. I would like to commend the extraordinary efforts of the men and women of the Harvey Police Department's patrol and investigations divisions. Their swift, collaborative, and professional response led to this arrest. I would also like to express our sincere gratitude to the community for their unwavering support and cooperation throughout this investigation. Our thoughts and prayers remain with Willow, Ms. Nichols, and her family as they continue to heal from this traumatic event. We will continue to provide support and updates as this legal process unfolds. I'll now bring up Director Magana.
Good morning, everybody. On May 28th, we were called to the block of 158 in Paulina for a shooting that happened. My detectives processed the scene, located 6 shell casings .40 caliber casings. We learned that a juvenile was struck in the head by one of the bullets. Our investigations, detectives started canvassing the area for video footage and also businesses. One of the nearby businesses had video shootings of the shooting, at which time we identified the vehicle used in the shooting was a red Mitsubishi Outlander. Through flock cameras, we located the plate on the vehicle. Subsequently, the vehicle was stopped in Lansing, Illinois, where Mr. Waters was arrested and transported to the police station. Eventually, Mr. Waters was charged with a Class X felony, aggravated battery with a firearm. I want to thank the citizens of Harvey and the businesses for their cooperation in giving us video surveillance of the incident. I want to express my sincere condolences to the family, and I wish a speedy recovery on Miss Willow. I turn over this conference to the lawyer of the family.
At Action Behavior Centers, we provide personalized ABA therapy for children with autism aged 2 to 8, helping them reach.
My name is Attorney Quandra Drummer, and I want to start by saying Willow is alive. Willow is alive. Willow is alive. We should be smiling. This is a traumatic experience that she has went through, but Willow is alive. I come to you today on behalf of the family to speak in the words of the mother. But we have to think about the fact that Willow is alive, because what I'm about to say could go another way. But thank goodness it's not, because Willow is alive. This is a statement from Shevelyn Nicholson, mother of Willow James. Before I begin, I want you to think of something when you were young, so precious and so dear to you, and you went to bed and you had it, but when you woke up, it was gone, and you spent the entire day looking for it, and you never found it. And you're still an adult thinking, how would my life have been if I had found it? My name is Shevelyn Nicholson. I'm the mother of Willow James, a vibrant, intelligent, hard-kinded 11-year-old girl who survived an unimaginable series of unfortunate events. A few weeks ago, my daughter, Willow, was shot in the head while leaving school midday with her father and her cousin in a place that should be safe for every child, a school zone. The bullet entered one side of her head and exited the other. By the grace of God, she survived. However, for this young child, survival is only the beginning of a new series of events. What followed has been a never-ending nightmare no child, parent, or family should have to endure. Our lives have been shattered. Willow, our young, all-around athlete with a promise to become a future star, now faces a long, uncertain road to recovery, physically, emotionally, and mentally. She suffered a trauma no child should have to carry. Her father, William, who witnessed the horror unfold, and her young cousin, Josiah, who sat just beside her, now living with a trauma they'll never forget. The weight of this pain has no expiration date. No family deserves this kind of agony, and no child should be caught in the crosshairs of a senseless violence, especially not in a school zone. We're grateful that the individual responsible for this violent and cowardly act has been apprehended. While no arrest can undo the damage done, this moment of accountability gives us a moment of peace and a starting point for justice. However, accountability is not enough. We're standing here today because what happened to Willow, it should never happen again. That's why we, as a family, are committed to turning our pain into purpose. In Willow's name, we would like to be invited to have a seat at the table. We want to work with local representatives and lawmakers to establish Willow's law. a legislative effort that will enforce stricter penalties and enhance sentencing for violent crimes committed in and around designated school safety zones. School zones should be peaceful areas where force feel like protection, not war zones riddled with aims for target practice. We want to give heartfelt thanks and appreciation to the Harvey Police Department for their vigilant, immediate, and determined response. We also want to give our gratitude to the state's attorney office, Mayor Clark, the Harvey's Commissioner Office, and to the many first responders and medical staff who handled this case with compassion, empathy, and urgency. To our families and friends, and every person who's lifted us up with prayers, messages, visits, words of encouragement, and acts of love and kindness, please hear me. My heart thanks you. I could not. Her dad could not. Her siblings could not move. Your love for Willow has pushed us to keep fighting and keep moving for her because right now she cannot. We no longer feel alone in the fights against the struggles that she has endured this school year. Willow's a fighter. She's strong. She's a light. We will not rest until her light shines even brighter and until every child in our community is protected with the force feel like protection and care that they deserve. From the bottom of our hearts, we thank you and we ask that you please continue to stand with Willow. And remember, we would like to work on Willow's law. Sincerely, Shevelin Nicholson, on behalf of the James and Nicholson families. Thank you. Yes, my first name is Quandra, Qwandra, and the last name is Drummer, like in a band, Drummer. Well, for an 11-year-old to have a bullet go from one side of the head to another, there is a journey. So what I can say is she's no longer just laying in the bed. She has moved on to a rehabilitative center and she's able to do her daily workouts to get to a better place. But every day is going to be a heart-wrenching thing that an 11-year-old should not do. She should be getting ready for cheerleading practice or track, not what she is doing every day because of the trauma that she's endured. She is better than the first day, but every day is still going to be very hard for her. But each day is a bit better than the day before. She was in the 5th grade. We have a cheerleader, track star, basketball, actress, singer, dancer. I mean, she hit all the points. That's why in the mom speech, she said she's destined to be a star. Everyone she encounters, everyone who's been touched by a little bit of her life has been enriched. Everything that she tries to do, she does well. And it's not just in activities, it was in school as well. It is in school as well. She's the youngest. Yeah. Here's 2 sisters. Four total. We worked together to come up with what they wanted said, and it wasn't me preparing a speech. We worked for a while, waiting for the moment to be able to speak, and I was just a voice for them. No problem. No problem. Thank you, everyone. I did. That's right. Thank you so much.
Good morning. How are you?
So we don't want to release too much information as this is still going through the courts. We did interview the subject. As I stated earlier, the subject did admit to being in the area of the shooting around the time of the shooting. But that's all we're prepared to release at this present time. At this time, no. At this time, we're not prepared to release that information. Yes, he is a Harvey resident. He is known in the city of Harvey, and he does have a criminal background. I do not have the details of his criminal background with me at this time. We can release that information to you at a later time. We'd have to contact the guy. You're welcome.
What's the question? What's the question? He's not a convicted felon. He does have a criminal background, and at this point, we don't have his background right now with us.